Welcome back, go recap Telefilms. Today I am going to recap new release Hindi comedy drama movie titled Laal Singh Chaddha. Spoilers alert, watch out and enjoy. The movie starts with a man named Laal Singh who has been sitting in one of a train compartment. Few minutes later, we see a lady entering in the compartment and sits in front of Laal. While traveling, Laal starts murmuring. This irritates the lady. Then Laal opens a box and starts eating water balls, which is called pani puri in India. Seeing his behavior, the lady feels uncomfortable. Then Laal suddenly starts telling his pasts. Then the movie shifts few years back in Laal's childhood. Laal was born handicapped and mentally weak, but his mother treats him like a normal child. She wants Laal to become an army officer and supports him in every situation. So he gets motivated. Because of his mental issues, the headmaster rejects his admission in the school, even they are from middle-class family. His mother agrees to work as a maid in headmaster's house and in return begs for his son's admission. Headmaster gets impressed by Laal's mother and says no need of maid in my house. He is already impressed seeing how a mother support his son. The first day of his school, his classmates tease him and didn't give place to sit beside them. Then we see a young Rupa asking Laal to sit beside him. Then they talk for a while. She is the only friend in his school. Laal feels happy to be with her. The one-sided love starts in his mind. One day he asked her to marry him, but we hear no response from Rupa. At present, we see the lady and all the passengers who was in his compartment felt his story interesting. When the lady says his aunt's name is also Rupa, Laal shifts his story few months later. His mother, he visits his aunt house in Amritsar. There were many soldiers in the station. Seeing this, Laal was very confused and was no idea about what is going on there. Then we see the shootout begins in Amritsar. The enemies were killing the Punjabians. Seeing this, Laal's mother was very scared because they were also a Punjabian. So she removes turban from his head and started cutting off his hair so that the enemies shouldn't identify him as a Punjabian. Few days later, it is revealed that Rupa's mother was killed by her own husband because he was a drug addict. Rupa was left alone after his mother's death. Her father was taken to the prison. She then stays at Laal's home after then. One day, we see Laal watching some guys dancing. Then he too starts dancing some of his steps in front of them. This feels funny to them, but one of the guy, Shahrukh, feels the step interesting. Yeah, he is an actor, hahaha. He copies one of Laal's steps and pastes to his amazing movies. It's not true, but this scene is made for fun to entertain viewers. And this was my favorite scene of the film. We'll come back to the story. One day we see Laal and Rupa walking towards home. His classmates arrives the scene and started teasing and hitting some stones on him. The Rupa says run Laal run, so he started running. He was unable to run because of his weak legs, even though he didn't stop running. Then we see a miracle. While running, we see his legs getting completely normal and strong. Then he runs non-stop happily. Then the story shifts towards their college days. Again, we see some of his classmates trouble him like the previous scene. We see Rupa telling him again run Laal run. He starts running non-stop again and reaches a playground where some of the sportsmen were practicing the race. While the race is going on, we see Laal still running and by mistakenly joins the race and wins. The coach is impressed and selects him for higher levels race competition. There we see Laal winning many races. One day we see Laal proposing Rupa to marry him, but Rupa rejects him again because she wanted to become an actress. As days pass, after his graduation, he joins the Indian Army. He was very quick and intelligent, so he was getting great compliments by his leaders. And there he meets Bala, was very funny. Bala used to talk only about banyan and underwear, because his father had a factory of banyan and underwear. We see a good bond between Laal and Bala. Bala teaches Laal to stitch banyans, and propose him a deal to start a business with him, in which they starts their own banyans and underwear factory, in which Laal agrees. One day, we see Laal reads a newspaper in which he sees Rupa is stuck in one case. This upsets Laal. Then he moves to Mumbai. He hits one of the guy outside the police station because the guy was shouting some bad words to Rupa. Then we see Laal and Rupa sitting and talking to each other. After a while, Laal proposes again to marry him, but Rupa ignores him, saying the same thing, that she wants to complete her dream, and then she leaves. Next we see Laal and Bala has been sent for a Kargil mission. The shoutout begins. After some time we see Laal is lit injured by the bomb attack by terrorists. Bala calms him and says run Laal run. Listening to this, Laal starts running. After reaching at the safe place, he sees his friend Bala is still at the bombing place, so he runs back to bring him together. But before reacting to Bala, he meets 3 soldiers who are in need of help, so he brings them one by one to the safe zone and runs again for Bala. But as he reaches, he sees Bala badly wounded. He was taking his last breath. Laal carries him and brings him to safe zone, but Bala was dead. This scene was very heartbroken. Few days later we see Laal is hospitalized because he got a bullet shot on his bum. Then it is revealed that, while Laal saved 4 of his co-soldiers, one of them was from enemy side. Mohammed, who is also hospitalized, both the legs were cut off. Later we see Laal has been rewarded and promoted because of the victory of a mission, and how he manages to save 4 soldiers was well deserved. His mother is very proud of him. Later he heads toward Delhi. Upon reaching Delhi, he meets Rupa. Rupa tells him that she is fine and happy with her life. Further, she says she has performed in many activities and met many celebrities. But actually she was a struggling model. She was intimating with one of a guy who promised her to sign a film with. She gets emotional and cries. Laal still loves her. Now again we see them getting separate. But we see that now Rupa is also have some feelings for Laal. Some years passed. After returning from abroad for army camps, Laal heads towards Mumbai and meets Mohammed, who is in a wheelchair. He lives in Mumbai. He takes Laal to his flat. They are now good friends. On the other side, Rupa tries to attempt suicide because she was unable to bear her life anymore. But she heads down when she thinks about her lovely conversation with Laal. Then we see Laal returns back home and meets his mother first, and then he goes to visit Bala's home. After meeting Bala's wife, he stands at Bala's statue and promised him that he would complete his dream. As he said him, he wants to have his own banyan factory. So, Laal starts a factory and named the factory as Bala Corporation. But after stitching 1,000 OS banyans, the product were not being sold. One day, Mohammed arrives and gives the idea to rename Bala Corporation as Rupa Corporation. Then we see how the factory grows and earns higher income. One share of profit was being sent to Bala's home. At present, his co-passengers think he is fake when he tells him he is the owner of Rupa banyans and underwears. But he reveals some pictures, then they are shocked that they are sitting with a billionaire. Then at the office we see Mohammed thanks to Laal for saving him that day. He gets emotional and decides to head back to his country and starts his own school, where he teaches about good friendships, like his and Laal's. After his goodbye, Laal misses him, Bala and Rupa, every day. One day at the office, he is informed that his mother is serious. He heads towards his house and talks to his mother before she dies. Then he left going to factory and stays at home missing everyone. One day Rupa arrives to his house. Laal was very happy, but Rupa was very sad every time. Laz tells her all things took place, but she was very sadly sitting every time. Some days passed, and after Rupa is out from her sadness, she and Laal starts a new journey. They lived happily. One night, they got intimated. That night, as Laal is asleep, police came to Laal's house and take Rupa with them. When the next day Laal opened his eyes to see Rupa leaves him again, he was broken. He started running and running and running. A month passed, a year passed, but he is still running. On the other hand, Rupa's boss was a murderer. Rupa was innocent, but because she was staying along him, she was taken into prison for 6 months. Then we see Laal is still running. 3 minutes, 4 years passed, and finally he stops and head towards his home. He was informed that Rupa is in Chandigarh and she was sending letters while Laal was not at home. At present, we see Laal get off with the train as G arrives at Chandigarh, saying goodbyes to all co-passengers. He heads towards Rupa's home and meets with her after a long time. Then she meets him with her son, Aamir. He is upset seeing him, but he is shocked when it is revealed that his father is him only. Afterwards, we see, this time, Rupa asks Laal to marry her, and Laal agrees. The next scene we see they both are getting married. Soon after, Rupa feels sick and she is in her last stage to die. Before dying she talks to Laal for a while. After her death we see Laal is sitting beside her funeral, talking to her that he and Aamir missing her very badly, and we see Laal getting very emotional. At the last scene, we see Laal drops his son to school, and after that, he sits on a bench beside him and look at the picture of his wife Rupa, his son Aamir and him, and the movie ends. Hope you liked today's recap. Please subscribe to my channel to get latest movie recaps. See you in the next video. Goodbye and take care.